Get us a new one, Terry.
Yeah, Terry.
That's for me to know and you to find out.
4 stamp, 4 strength, leather belt.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Is your headphone still not working?
It works fine.
Is it working fine or is it not working?
It works fine. I
Tell
think
me
there's
the
hair in
fucking
my
truth.
ear.
There's a big hair clump and that's why you can't hear.
Oh.
Why isn't my headphones working? Oh, it's the hair in my
It's
ear.
the hair.
Hear it over my hair.
Oh, Mildred, get the hair out, please.
Welcome to Hive Scum, the grim and gritty podcast for the 28 community.
I'll be your grandmother, Gage at No Clear Coat.
And I'm your grandfather, Terry at Stone Jaw.
I'm Steve at South of Heaven.
He's our grandson.
He's our sweet little boy.
I was
I don't
so
like
proud of him.
this.
We're so proud of him. He's a firefighter. We love him.
I thought he was a mailman.
Oh. Ooh, a triple.
Triple kill.
Mom, get the camera. Oh, goodness.
Grandma, get the camera.
Oh, my goodness.
What?
What?
They're
Anyway.
selling chocolates.
We're here. It's too late for us to be drinking soda.
No, I do have work in the morning, though. I do
It's-
not want to go to work tomorrow.
It's a beautiful day.
Patrons, who wants to go to work tomorrow?
It's not
Yeah,
patron.
patron, raise your hand.
You know who it is? I think me and Terry both realized it after.
Yeah. Listeners, raise your hand if you want to go to work tomorrow.
I didn't hear any get ready.
Yeah, that was yep. We're gonna go to see the Minecraft movie instead.
I would
Yay.
love to go see the
What's the
Minecraft
chicken
movie.
bit thing?
The chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Jockey.
I don't even know, but I know people throw popcorn.
I have to go for the cultural, I have to be there. Otherwise, you miss these things.
You missed them.
It's like Pokemon Go. When everybody was too cool to play Pokemon Go, and then you miss out on that
Yeah.
crazy summer where everybody was playing.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude, you were too cool and you missed out on something cool.
Oh, you didn't want to go for a walk with your buddies?
catch a
Too bad.
Snorlax or two. You know what I mean? get a nice Gengar of
Get it,
three.
get it.
Battle your friends.
Yeah.
Missed
The amount of movie theaters that have banned the movie or
Banned the movie.
or put police officers in the movie during certain timestamps to prevent things like that.
That's how much money it costs to pay the cop to be there rather than just pay the minimum wage worker to sweep it up after. As a business seems very silly.
Yeah.
But
this is what we could do with collective action, though. You know what I mean?
But-
if we all got together, people, we could
We
do
could
a lot
destroy
more than
movie theaters together.
destroy the movie theaters.
I'm just saying, people, listeners, listen to me.
I will say, ruining a movie theater and making that poor employee have to pick up all of that
High
popcorn
schooler. Yeah.
is very not nice.
Well, when you put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anarcho Terry wants to join in, but then he thinks of it as a human being.
You gotta help him clean up, though.
You gotta stay after and help him sweep.
I know. Yeah, they definitely send the new guy, too, to go do that. They're like, Minecraft movie just let out. Somebody threw 3 chickens.
Hey, Jeff, you started
chicken
last week.
shit.
You gotta go. Literally throws a chicken, runs out of the door.
Literally happened.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, anyways.
Anyways.
I'm glad you got to experience it, Gage.
Yeah, that was me in the video.
Threw the chicken.
That was me with the chicken.
No, but we did go see Vampire Hunter D 30th anniversary, and that was very cool.
Well, that's what you guys went to the other day?
40th anniversary?
No, I thought it was the 30th.
I thought it was the 50th, bro.
I think it was
Okay.
the 60th.
The vampire.
No, I really do think it was the 40th, but yeah, we saw
40th would be 85. I don't think it was 85.
Could have been 85, dude. I don't know. I don't even know what you guys are fucking talking about.
Vampire Hunter D?
Initial D, dude.
Initial D.
it. Initial
Dude, he's just a
Vampire.
drifting vampire.
Initial D.
That's kind of
1985, bro.
Holy shit, it's the 40th.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do shit for 35, dude. I'm 35 and nobody gives a fuck.
I care.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that for sure. For real, dude.
For
but when I
Oh
get to
my
40, we're popping off.
what are we gonna do?
We're gonna grill, dude.
Oh, we definitely
We're grilling, dude. On my
definitely
B-Day,
grilling.
we're grilling.
fishing in the river.
My birthday is August, dude. Last year was brother's birthday party for
Yeah.
me.
And
So,
this year's going
it's
to be Sargos 4 in the summer.
Sargo, dude.
Pack your parka.
Christmas in August,
Yeah, dude.
dude. It would be cool. Just getting real overheated. Everybody wearing winter coats.
I think we should try and pack 50 people in a room half the size.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. I will stay home.
Yeah, we should do more people in a smaller room.
Yes, we will invite 11 people, and then all of a sudden, 80 people will show up.
It'll be a real immersive experience.
Yeah, it'd be really immersive when we all pass out from heat exhaustion.
Lock the doors and lock the windows.
Fuck Sargos. What if we just do it as an immersion thing? Hive planet. Everyone has to crowd around the table and play.
That's cool.
Dude, Gene Stealer.
Everyone's got one guy.
Yeah, I'll syringe people in the dark.
It would be cool.
Inject them with a virus.
Yeah, like
What was that?
ketamine.
That's not a virus.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Come to the Hives Come event. We're gonna play K tag in the dark,
Dude, tag. Boo. It would be cool to do like Secret Werewolf, but with Gene Stealers.
Dude, with
a
ketamine?
room full of a bunch of
Yes.
people. No ketamine involved at all.
We just play.
My goodness.
What is it? What's the fucking turkey game we played?
Turkey Hunter 28.
Turkey Under 28 by Apocrypha Now. It was two rooms and a boom.
But it was Turkey.
But it was the Turkey edition.
Turkey edition.
The Thanksgiving edition.
That, but Gene Stealer edition.
Yeah.
I'm writing that game. That's my game now.
Yeah, just like McDonald's
Just
servitor.
McDonald's Servitor. Patrons, if you want to hear about the McDonald's Servitor game, go to the Patreon episode.
They're not the patrons. They're the regular listeners. They have to become
Tell them to
patrons.
go to Patreon.
Okay.
You know what? Forget it. Don't become a patron. I don't want you on the patron, actually.
You can choose whether or not you want to be on the patron. Don't listen to Steve.
All right, we can make this game right now. So
Okay. I'm rubbing
two
my hands
rooms,
together.
2 rooms and a boom. You have to have a target. Who's the target the Gene Stealer cults are going after?
The like
Interplanetary.
Got to be like a
mayor.
politician.
the governor,
yeah,
the planetary governor.
Okay, planetary governor, right?
Inquisitor is the guy that
Okay.
can kill the turkey.
So
Or the Gene Stealer here.
there's 12 people in this game.
Got it.
All right, so one side, there's one team. There is the Imperium politicians, or just Imperium, right? Team leader, governor.
Okay.
Gene Stealer cult.
Wait, he's got to write it on a piece of tape.
Hold on, I'm gonna do a piece
If only you could use your phone.
No, we're DIY or die, bro.
Okay.
Dude, the phone uses too much AI, bro.
It's true.
I don't want my phone fucking reading this shit. Dude,
All right.
this will send it straight to Games Workshop. We put this shit in the
It's
phone.
true.
Fuck.
The pen doesn't work.
As if
No, it works.
We're in I'm in fucking hell right now.
So the planetary governor is the
12 people.
president.
12 people.
Okay.
Okay. One team is Imperium.
Obviously.
Got it.
Wait, shouldn't it all be Imperium?
No.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay.
So one team's Imperium. Planetary governor is the team lead. The Gene Stealer cult, their leader is...
Whoa, slow down, dude. He's writing, bro. I know that
Pen
this
sucks.
I know this is recorded content, but you know, maybe if we talk really slow, I could just speed it up in post.
The second team is Gene Stealer cult. Their leader has to be...
Matriarch.
Or patriarch.
Or a full strain Gene Stealer.
Or
no. I think full strain gene... Pure strain. We'll get to that. So the leader has to be a Primus. That's the term for it.
Sorry, I don't know
Nice.
what that means.
Well, it's a really cool band, dude.
yeah, I
Look
was
it
going
up.
to say the cheese. See,
All right, so the game objective is to get the Primus into the same room as the governor at the end of the game. Each round, there are 3 rounds. They are probably, let's say, 5 minutes because it's a social deduction game.
Yep.
You have to get the Primus, or each round you trade one player into each room. So room A will elect to send one player over to the other room, and then room B will elect to send a player to the other room.
Okay.
Because all players are mixed and matched
Yep,
in
yep.
the beginning. You're all thrown together.
So, and then you need 2 wild cards for this basic edition before we get to the expansions, you know.
I hear you. I hear you.
So you have a team lead, and then there'll be 5 Gene Stealer cultists, and then we need a wild card.
all right. So,
Wild card.
That would be the
Hold on, I need another piece of tape.
Sanctus.
The what?
What the fuck's a
the
Sanctus?
sniper guy, or assassin guy.
No, an Inquisitor.
No. Well, so the Inquisitor could be on the wild card. For
Yeah,
the Imperium.
for the Imperium.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah,
be.
Oh, the Sniper Gene Stealer.
Yeah.
Wild card.
And
What's the fucking sniper called?
Sanctus.
That's so stupid.
Isn't there some sort of like you can get more Gene Stealer cults kind of rule to this game? You know,
Like what?
I don't know. Can I corrupt people in some way, shape, or form? Can I like as the Gene Stealer
Come up with it right now. You couldn't do it in
Okay,
Turkey
okay.
Game.
Oh no, you could though. No, you could. You could just add rules to a game. Who
Yeah,
fucking
why
cares?
not?
You as the fucking Gene Stealer,
Right.
you have a card that you can like slide in. Oh, dude, what's up, Gage? Oh, slide
it
them
in
the
their
card,
hand, and they are.
and now they're also a Gene Stealer.
Okay.
because the main rule is you're not really supposed to just go, "Hey, I'm Gene Stealer cult."
Yeah, that's boring.
What if it's like
Although Terry did that, and it worked really well.
dude, it usually does. When you go in, you're like, listen, I'm the turkey. Who's the fucking guy? Who am I looking for?
And then
here?
the hunter was just like, "Oh, it's me. I think I win if we
We're in the
stay
same
here."
room.
Well, I'm out of here, guys. No, what? Yeah, what if you got to slip it into like their pocket or something?
I think
you
that's
got to
cool.
like
a
kinda,
cheaty face for magic. Yeah,
Dude,
makes
what's
it
that?
really
what's that
hard.
in your pocket right now?
Yeah,
What
and then
is
you
that?
go like,
oh,
oh,
Gene Stealer cult. Fuck.
yeah. I guess the only problem with that is then
You have to
everybody
assign
else
the card.
knows
Well,
that
that-
you're
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Yeah,
bad
but that's
guy.
just like yeah, but they don't know if you do it where it's like a trick. They don't know who put it there.
That's
Yeah, but then
true.
somebody
you-
has to say like, well, check your pocket. Not that I put it there, but
I hope someone in this room.
Dude, what's that stuck to your shoe?
yeah, I don't know. That's a tricky little business.
I like a little trickster game.
Me too, but there's got to be some fun way to kind of do that, like where you corrupt.
You also have to assign 2 cards. So this would have to be the Sanctus's job as his wild card. He would get 2 cards,
Oh, and you can give it away.
and he
like in
gives away the
thing.
other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That way he can corrupt someone.
yeah.
And then you just,
really-
it's not really.
It's really not the Sanctus's job in the lore.
then it's a
but-
Gene Stealer.
Yeah, the pure strain could
Pure strain.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck Sanctus.
Yeah.
Okay, so the pure strain's the one like kind of corrupting people.
Yeah.
and we'll figure out the corruption mechanic as
It's
we
like,
go.
like drinking. He's letting people get a little suckle.
Yeah, get a little kiss
Of his-
dude.
of
Gene
his strain.
Stealer's kiss.
Yeah.
What can the Inquisitor do?
I think it's.
I think he can execute one player.
I was gonna say it's gotta just be kill a guy.
but it has to be after the second round, or it has to be first round. He can't do it.
He kills a guy every round. That's cool.
So you're not just trying to get out of the room. You're trying to get out of the room because the Inquisitor might kill you.
That would be good.
Everybody
40K.
knows. Yeah, everybody knows who the Inquisitor is at the start of the game, and he's just like, "No, you're dead." All right, cool. Game's done. Thanks so much.
I mean, that's pretty good, dude.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode, guys.
This is actually a fun game.
We're done.
Can't wait till Games Workshop puts this shit out.
Wait,
in
can
the
we
next
put,
little
can we put
deck
this on
and all this-
NPC.com? And like this would be a cool game.
We easily could
Yeah, we're gonna go.
All right.
We're gonna do that after.
What's NPC stand for?
make playing cards.
Oh, nice.
What's the game called?
Hive scum.
Hive Scum. That's a good name.
Great name. Great name. Marvel Crisis Protocol.
What?
MCP, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that game? People still playing that game?
Yeah,
No.
it's the most popular game outside of 40K.
Really, dude.
Yes.
Rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
They really did that thing.
Yeah.
You never got into Marvel Crisis Protocol. You got the
I
minis,
tried
right?
to.
I have 2 teams. I got a whole Sentinel team, and then I got Toxic Masculinity team,
Oh, nice.
which is just my favorite, like daddy
Colossus,
issue.
Cable, Wolverine.
Yeah, I do have a Wolverine.
Oh man.
Magneto.
Yeah, that's a
Yep,
good one.
yep.
Sabretooth?
I do have a Sabretooth. He's not on the team though.
Oh. Who's the? Is that it?
I'm also blanking on them. And the 2 that those are the only ones that I've painted. Magneto's primed. Sorry.
Yeah. Loser.
Sorry.
Those
Now-
got to be fun to paint.
They all have like cool powers too in the game, right? Like the Hulk can throw shit, and like other people can.
Everyone
do
can
stuff.
throw
Yeah,
shit.
everyone can throw shit.
But Hulk, like the bigger guy you are, like I think it's based on a certain like stat.
All the terrain has a size category underneath it.
Even Rogue can throw shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, she's stronger than most people.
Dude, Rogue.
I don't
do you even
know.
know Rogue's abilities?
I don't
Dude,
really-
get out of here, fake
Get out,
X-Men.
dude.
I'm like literally the most fake ass fucking Marvel fan. I know nothing. I'm
It
trying
would
to
have
think
been really funny if you said DC there.
dude. I don't know anybody. Yeah, I was gonna say Professor X, but he can throw all sorts of shit with his brain,
Yeah,
right?
With his big brain.
maybe everybody in Marvel can throw things.
This is our nerdiest episode.
What
by the
about
way.
the
This episode went from so cool
This
to
is
so
awesome.
bad.
What about the frog guy?
Toad? Yes, dude.
He can throw shit.
Yes.
Is Silver Surfer, dude?
Yeah.
All right, Terry, what have you been doing?
I'm trying to think of fucking more superheroes.
No,
dude.
no, we're done now, dude.
no.
We're
Gun to
Fantastic
your head.
Four, Elastigirl.
No, we're done.
Elastic Girl.
Elastigirl's like a-
Elastic Girl can throw things.
Yeah, and Mr. Incredible. I know he can throw
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
And
Mr.
the
Incredible from the Fantastic Four can throw things. Yes.
And there's the baby.
Yep.
Jax. And Dash. And I can't think of the daughter's
Oh my
name.
God.
What's the
Violet.
daughter's- Violet.
Now, can you tell us what you've been doing lately?
Yeah, I guess. I got my brain on Marvel right now, dude.
That was The Incredibles.
Well, you know what I'm trying. Same universe, though, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Pixar animated universe.
It's all Disney.
What have I been working on? Oh, I finished up the campaign packet, so that's out.
Yes.
It's out to the crew. Also, you can go on the Patreon and see it. I think it should be a public post if I didn't fuck it up, which I don't think I did. So you should be able to go over to the Patreon and see everything I made for this campaign. So that's been given out to all of the New England War Council. Anybody who wants to play that's in our kind of local scene is saying
You
that-
keep adding people.
I don't add anybody. I just put it out there, and then it keeps. I'll come in here, and Gage is like, "Oh, here's 3 more people that are playing," and I'm like, "Well, their names aren't on the Excel spreadsheet, so I don't know."
That's all that matters.
So there is currently a Google Sheets with about 13 people on it and 15 slots, but
My
I can
name's
make
not
more
even on it.
slots, and your name's not even on it. So there's a few people whose names aren't on it, and that's okay. I'm particularly happy with the Google Sheet, okay? I've never really messed around with Excel spreadsheets or Google Sheets, but I'm particularly pleased with what I've done here.
It's wizardry. Once you get the hang of it.
Yeah,
dude.
you're actually really good. I saw you whipping up some freaking functions. I never messed
Yeah,
around with
dude.
function.
Functions
you can.
Conjunction
equal
function.
sum parentheses number letter.
Shoot, dude.
Dude, equal sum, bro.
What?
Equal sum, bro. Straight up.
God, dude. So on the Google Sheet, I have your name. You put your name there, and then the column next to it, you can link your lore, which I thought was pretty cool. So
think
now
it's very
everybody
cool.
can put their lore right in there, and you can go on there. And not only is that the place where you're putting in your games for the rounds and like what your total is, but you can also read people's lore. So my hope is that people can use it to kind of create custom scenarios with people. You know, they'll read so-and-so's lore and then be like, oh, okay, what if we were fighting on this planet for this particular thing?
Yep.
I don't know if it'll ever happen, and it really doesn't matter if it does happen. I just want to scatter as many weird seeds as I can to see what people pick up and what people like to play with.
I think you did an excellent job with that because you also put in the packet, yes, this is Grimdark Future focused, but use whatever system you want.
yeah.
Which, and you and I were talking on the way to get dinner tonight, but it was like, I think Steve and I were talking about it the other day. I want my first game to be the Battlefleet Gothic ripoff game.
It should be.
Yeah, Warfleets, I think, is what it's called, but that could be the ship game. I don't
No,
know.
Warfleet is the
Okay. It is.
Grimdark Future Warfleet.
That's what it's called?
right.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
All I know is I want it to be my first one because then I want to establish where we're playing above it, and then I want my because I'm playing Tyranids, I want my Hive fleet to kind of crash
Yeah.
land in that area.
Dude, I was real hyped up. It is Warfleets. I was real hyped up on the idea when we were making that model order. I ordered 2 Eldar ships.
Yep.
And 2 of them almost reaches the point cost of a Herodon. Mm-hmm. I want to do a battle of like the Herodon versus the 2 ships.
We got to.
And shit's going on over there, and like shit is going on someone else's board, and it's like us fighting in the sky.
Like Nate Dungeon was
like
talking
Nate
about?
Dungeon was talking about
Dude,
last
yes.
episode. Yeah, I want to do some shit like that. Like Gage drops a unit of fucking Gene Stealers that were riding on the Herodon's back into the game that's going on.
SEAL
Right?
Team 6 style, dude.
Yeah,
they,
dude.
They dropped their little ropes from Harry Dan, dude.
But my hope is that like everybody can take all of the sci-fi stuff that they wanted to play and then just be like, oh, okay, I guess I have an excuse to play this as part of the campaign. Whether that's like OPR Warfleets, whether that's messing around with a Nate Dungeon style, like, you know, zoom in, zoom out kind of scenario. Mm-hmm. Whether that's playing something like Space Gits and being like, oh, okay, I'm gonna like play this orc game and
A
it
town
counts
on
as my
Sargos 4, bro.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, this counts as my thing. and you come up with whatever. And in the campaign packet, if you go into the Patreon, you'll see it. There's like a list of planets. Half of them were created by Dark Tyler. Half of them I just like used a bunch of random D&D, like, you know, those like kind of corny generator things, and then just kind of stitched together a bunch of shit and came up with a name and tied it somehow into 40K world. And then but yeah, I mean, people can just come up with their own planets, and it's just like, oh, okay, I want my orcs to be from so and so planet, and this is the name of the planet, and like come fight me on my freaking planet or whatever. And maybe that's Space Git's planet, or maybe that's whatever. You know, it's like you can any game you want to try out. Dylan can play Inquisitor because it's like he wants to play Inquisitor. He could just figure out how to tie it into whatever.
Right.
Because it's really just win-loss is all it is. So if you win your game.
Totally. You just have to figure out a way to tie it into whatever your army is, because that's the only thing is like you have to pick some sort of direction as part of the campaign.
No, I think you did a really good job of that. And I think
we'll see, man.
I think it's cool to have like we're building the canon of the New England War Council, like in-game
40K universe.
Yeah, our own universe itself. That way, like you said, it doesn't matter the game, but even past this campaign, okay, let's revisit this.
Yeah.
Let's do like a Rogue One style thing where it's like, oh, remember Steve and I played a game 3 months ago about this thing. Let's zoom in a little bit further and explore that in D&D or whatever.
Totally.
Like you said, it's literally planting the seeds for so much more.
Yeah.
I mean, we did that so much even with the Age of Sigmar campaign. Like, me and Phil had a long feuding thing, like battling through these mystical woods and everything, and then like we would come back later and be like, oh, yep, we're still feuding. We're now in like a different place fighting about stuff. Like,
that was just you and Phil.
Yeah. And that was just that. Yeah, feuding in real life.
And in this, like, you could play like OPR Quest. Then you can take a game and be like, okay, now we're gonna do this. We're facing off a bunch of Tyrannid guys, Tormagants or whatever the fuck they're called.
How would you feel about because that's like a co-op game? Do you care if like two guys are doing that? And
I don't care about shit, dude.
That's what I'm saying. They're like, oh, we both won this quest. All right, cool. We both get a win.
It
Like,
count as a tie.
I mean, yeah, or like a tie or however you want to put it in there, dude. It's like, it's all good.
Who cares?
Yeah. It's honestly, it's just meant to have fun.
You're not winning anything.
Yeah, nobody's going to... I mean, I would hope that nobody in the campaign ends up being like, I need to win this. And maybe they will, and that's fine for them. I think that that's great. If you really want to like win if you want to win this cool storytelling campaign that I come up with, that's fine. Yeah. We are tracking totals, and I'm updating the leaderboard, and the winner will get $1,000 that I have, $1,000 bill here at the studio that I'm going to give them. So there's all of that. So I've been creating orcs for this. I've been really excited to go back to orcs for the last like 2 years. I've been trying to figure out what the frick to do with all of my orcs that I have. And
you're ready to give them away.
I was never going to give them away. They are my babies. I kept them under my fucking bed for years.
Sarah
and I said,
you.
nope, I'm never going to do it. And Sarah wanted me to get rid of them. And I said, no way. They're going to come in handy one day. And then I saw that Studson Studio video about him making that Howl's Moving Castle. Yep. And I said, oh, cool. Actually, minis are sick. And then
when did you see that? Because I remember seeing that when I like...
That was shortly after Terry Fest.
2020.
Yes, it was right after Terry Fest.
So 2020.
Because I was like, oh, I've been really watching a lot of these videos and this Mistcast guy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, maybe that's
21. How you and I met.
Yeah.
And Gage sent me that video and said, "This is cool." Studson Studios.
Dude, I remember watching that. That was definitely that was pre you guys.
Fucking rock, dude. He's good.
Yeah,
and they're funny.
Trash bashing. Oh, it's so good. You watch a building and you're like, I don't think that's going to be anything.
That ain't it. Is. And then it's it. So I've been doing that. I've been painting up. I made my list, my starting list. We're starting at 1250s. I stole so much of this from your regiment's campaign, Steve.
That's okay.
So it's starting at 1250 because that's like the perfect amount. I think that Grimdark Future 1250 is slightly less than Regiment's 1250.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
100%.
I'm like, interesting. It's interesting that they would do it that way, that it is so much less. But whatever. I was like, we're going to do 1250.
Yeah. I think it's more so because in I don't know how fantasy is or how the list building is in the regular fantasy game, but I mean, you're just moving so much more stuff around.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think for people who want to get into sci-fi stuff, You know, like maybe it's like, oh shoot, I would love to like do a slow grow thing. This is about as slow grow as I think 1250 is a great starting point if you have 0 painted models.
Yeah.
I think it's very doable to get up to 1250, and then
It's like 6 squads.
Yeah,
It's 6 squads,
yeah,
and
I
it
think it
fills
is.
out pretty fast.
Yep. And so I've kind of created this orc warband, and it's all built around going fast. So there's 2 trucks, and I finished kit bashing a truck. I think I probably talked about that. Like pulled out this truck that was unfinished and then totally finished it up.
2 episodes ago.
And now I've been painting all of these different things. So I just finished 2 Defcoptas, and I finished 2 Warbikas, guys. And they're cool. And I'm really stoked, and I love the way they're coming out. I'm taking that same kind of fast painting mentality that I had with the Skaven, and kind of like not caring, wet blending a lot, going really fast and trying to get as much as I can done in like a short period of time without really caring what it looks like, and then just going in and kind of doing little details here and there. And it's fun.
We hung out the other night. Thursday night, you brought a bike. It was just Zenithald. You did finish it here.
Yeah.
Did you finish that
Pretty
to
much.
completion?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do a banner. I've been having fun on the banners.
Yep.
But that probably took me, I don't know, what do you think, like an hour and a half or some shit like that?
Hour and a half, yeah.
Yeah, and so I painted another one today before we did the podcast, and that one's done too. And so that's 2 bikers done. It's out of a 3-man squad. I got to finish another Defcopter, but then I'm good. But the real ticket, man, is these damn banners.
Yeah.
I've been having so much fun doing banners. And this was like a Peachy's Tips or something where he makes like the masking tape banners, and it's just like you have a pole and you fold these banners around and they're perfect.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that's a smart idea. I should try that. I tried it and it works so well. And then I've just been taking Posca markers and Micron pens and just making like weird little, like I did like a middle finger. I'm gonna do like I'm gonna do like Mickey Mouse on the next one or something.
Very cool.
Just like whatever
Rat
pops
Fink.
into my head, I'm gonna just like put some random shit on there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be like cool. Everything will have like cool banners all across the board.
It's very you.
It is very you.
Well, it's very fun. So thank
So that
you.
makes sense. So Terry's really
Yeah.
fun.
I am. I'm kind of like a fun guy. yeah,
Like orcs?
Yeah, like orcs. Thank you. Thanks for tying that together. Speaking of tying it together, Gage, I think that's all I've been working on. What have you been working on?
Nothing.
That's not true.
I know.
It's definitely not freaking true, dude.
Dude, I
No.
just watched you paint a guy.
You did. Guys, I complained once while painting a guy the other night, and I had fun. No, so I was really stoked on going back to my Tyranids for the campaign. So I got the list ready. I think 2 episodes ago I was talking about getting them ready, and then I brought them here. And dude, that Wilhelm, the last 3 Wilhelm miniature videos have just really, truly inspired me.
Yeah, you guys heard of this guy? Wilhelm Miniatures?
Yeah, I don't know if you know him, but
Yeah.
no, it's
He's
like
sort of a big deal.
the I don't even want to call it speed painting because that feels like a cheapened term for what he's doing with contrast paints, but it's like it's truly just really unlocked something that just made it look fun. And I really wanted to go back to, I think it's the 3rd edition Codex cover for Tyranids. It's like a red and black High Fleet Behemoth adjacent color scheme that I really wanted to like harken my guys back to, but yeah, just like wet blending black and red and like every bit of this bug, then edge highlighting it here, and then I really didn't want to dry brush the fleshy bits. I couldn't see the vision, and then everyone's like, stop, just fucking do it. I did it. They look great.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting my Tyranids together.
It's fun to go fast.
It's very fun to go fast.
You glued together a big bug.
I glued together a hairy Dan,
And then someone dropped it.
and then a YouTuber known as Blur's Craft
Did he really?
threw it against the table and broke it.
You said that, and I was like, man, he really dropped it. He really dropped it on you, huh?
Yeah,
Blursy.
he really dropped it on me, and it
What if you
shattered.
dropped his board?
Stop.
Like you. Oh, that's a cool board. Oops.
Bad joke.
Bad joke. Blur's board is insane. If it does not win
Yes.
board of the year, I'm rioting.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Collective action.
No, Blur's dropped it on the table. It made the craziest noise. He felt so bad. It didn't break. I grabbed it and said, Blur's, don't worry. This thing won't break. And I dropped it on the table, and then it exploded.
Ain't that just how it goes? Yeah, baby.
So it was me, not Blur's.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So now you just got to hot glue it back together, and you're freaking good to
We'll be
go,
fine.
bro.
I got to pin that fucker. That's what I got to do.
Yeah,
But-
you got to get like a fat metal rod.
Big,
I have some in my
badass
house that are
metal
like
rod.
like 1/4 inch thick.
Dude, I might just blast some screws into that thing.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, if you over drill it and then
Yeah,
just
yeah,
fill
yeah.
it with putty,
Yeah. Who cares?
No
dude?
one's
Who
gonna know.
cares?
I think screwing it is a bad idea. I
Yeah,
don't think
no,
that's
I think
That's a
terrible.
funny idea, though.
Just coming out of the shoulders, you can see the screw heads.
It's cool.
Dude, just glue a gargoyle to it.
real tin soldier, like the arms
Yes.
are moving. Yeah, I should do that with my really cheap model. What the hell else have I been doing? Nothing. That's it.
Painting like a bandit, though.
I've been painting. I still got to paint my. I got to get my regiments ready for Under the Dice Fest,
Which is soon, dude.
which is fucking
freaking soon, dude.
And I got to start my board.
How many days?
32 days till
32
Christmas,
days
dude.
until Under the Dice Fest.
Speaking of which, if you were thinking about bringing a board, or you were confident that you were bringing a board,
And you haven't told us yet.
Yeah.
then go fucking fill out the form. It's on the website.
Please tell us.
It's on the website. Please. Underthedice.com. Go to the drop down for Under the Dice Fest. There is a little form to fill out. All we would need is your name, how many boards you're bringing, and that's it.
Because if you don't, then we're going to make too many and we're going to be
Yes.
sad.
It's always fun every year when we make too many boards, and then we work really hard on them, and then they have to go to the side of. We just literally just
throw
lean
them
them
out.
up at the side of the thing. We go, oh, cool. That was hours of my life that I spent making that board for it to lean up against a wall.
Yep.
In the storage room.
Yep. And it's just going to get broken on the way back to the
Yeah,
studio.
and then it ends up
That's
in
why I
somebody's
don't want to
attic.
bring in. I don't want to build another board because we already don't have room for the two I have
Oh,
here.
I know. And you know,
Yep.
I was
Listen, I just cleaned my attic though, so we can push it up there.
talking to Terry about it. I think we're one event away from needing to get storage. Renting storage.
I don't think storage is too expensive.
No, I don't think it's expensive. I'm just saying I think we're going to need it at some point.
Dude, that would be a great episode of Storage Wars.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
yeah.
dude, straight up.
Oh, that's Warhammer terrain.
Unless-
I'm gonna have to get that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
He's motioning to us lighting it all on fire.
Yeah.
He's striking a
to
match.
get an insurance claim for our boards.
Homeowners insurance for the EVA phone we have. That's it. That's all I've been doing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You've been making a board though, no?
I planned one out. I'm
Yeah.
officially starting it next weekend.
Yeah.
So
Gee.
That's cool.
that's cool. That's it.
Steve. My son, Steven.
I've been painting Eldar. True. For the campaign. I picked up. I didn't know what I was going to play. I was torn between playing Eldar, Space Marines, and Orcs because I have all those metal Orcs I've been collecting over the
Yeah.
years now from Adepticon.
What was your first 40K army?
My first ever 40K army. Well, in like
Wow.
what context?
As a child, your first 40K army.
Like that I bought toys for?
Yeah.
Well, my mom got me that that really bad collector box, with the Dark Eldar and the Space Marines,
Yeah.
and I hated it. And I
Yeah.
remember painting all the Space Marines like the Master Chief.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That
it was
is
pretty
super
cool.
sick.
It was pretty cool.
I think I was talking to Gabe about this, Niall Nelly. Your first army is orcs.
Yeah.
My first real army is Tyranids.
Yeah.
Gabe, I think, is doing orcs.
Okay.
That's his first army. I think Blur's first army was Tyranids.
Okay, and he's playing Tyranids.
I think people are like, let's go back to like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, we're bringing it back to our
You gotta
first
play
ever
Master
army.
Chiefs
You
then.
have to play the Master Chiefs.
Dude, I just get all of Andy's like Master Chief toys.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to. I was really excited to play. I was going to play Bro Pro style Imperial Guard and
Yeah.
or Space Marines. like all red sand bases. I was going to do up like Lamenter's colored armor, like real dirty matte style, because I was really excited to do oils. But I bashed some of the guys up, and I was missing some of the bits to like finish the models because I didn't feel like digging to find very specific bits. And so I put them all in a box, and I said I'll do that another time.
I'll do that next campaign.
Yeah, next year.
But I have some pretty good bashes for it. Like I have that giant dreadnought with the big guy's brain like hanging out of it.
Oh hell yeah!
I have a very cool land speeder that was not converting, but I was just like bashing it, like really looked real old and weathered. And then a couple Space Marines that I was really excited to paint.
But at Adepticon, you were blessed. You were blessed with these beautiful Eldar models.
Yeah, beautiful OG Harlequins, like OG metal, like Wraithguard, Howling Banshees. What else did I get?
Did you get a weapons platform?
I did, but I can't even play it because it's too many fucking paints.
Yeah, because you don't have 6 squads, right? You have.
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
I have a perfectly 6-unit army, and it is very well rounded.
Yeah.
I'm playing a unit of 3 Reapers, a unit of Wraithguard with the guns, a unit of Howling Banshees, my hero on a jet bike that I'm very excited to use. It's a Tanner Simpso sculpt on a jet bike.
Can't beat that.
With a shining spear. Was that 4? Was that 4?
A
troop of Harlequins and a unit of snipers, and that's my army.
Beautiful, baby.
Do you have enough that you're going to change lists between games?
I could. I'm not going to. I'm still maniaing the whole fucking thing. Fuck you.
I think
fuck
for
you
sure
if you change your shit.
Oh,
No, I'm just
you're
kidding.
allowed
You can
to
do whatever
change
you
your
want.
shit.
You can do whatever you want.
I'm gonna change my shit.
That's okay. I'm not doing that out of principle.
I'm glad. Are you gonna do 3 coats of gloss varnish?
No, I'll do 3 coats of matte varnish though.
Oh, it's not quite the same.
That's okay.
Doesn't have the same sheen to it.
Yeah,
Quite literally.
But yeah, the Eldar are cool. I have a whole bunch of Eldar now. Gonna paint those up. I got more orcs for the one day I do Rogue Trader style orcs. I got a lot of stuff at Adepticon that I was really excited about. All those fucking Kev Adams sculpts. I know. We'll get to it. No, we'll get to it. Besides that, I've been 3D printing for my 3rd board.
Mm-hmm.
Year to year, just adding to the City of the Damned.
So this will be a continuation on the other 2 boards that you have?
Oh, yeah. Gage,
Nice.
Gage keeps saying, because I wanted to do a strip, like a long strip to fill up an entire row of tables at Nemo. But Gage, originally I was like, it should be a big U shape so people can just play around it. So I think this is going to be the 3rd one in a row. Like,
You ever been to a zoo?
Yeah. You ever been to the zoo?
No.
Okay.
All right.
You know what?
Imagine you're standing in the indent part of a U.
You know what
Yeah.
a prairie dog is?
Oh, don't I?
You ever seen a prairie dog exhibit at the zoo?
Yeah, let's say I have.
Go up in the little porthole and you can look
Yeah,
around.
it's like
in
this.
it.
Oh no, I've never seen that, but I understand the
Like that.
I understand.
And you
the
can go in
reference.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's this going to be? Oh, so you're making that?
So it's going to be like...
You could do a little astronaut head.
Steve is carving.
This is all
Diagram.
carved into the table.
Yeah.
You could stick your head up into the game.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's what you're making?
Yeah.
Yeah. Except that you can stand it.
You
not
can just
stick your
walk
head-
into
Yeah,
it. You
you
don't
can
need to-
walk into
yeah.
the middle.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's a U.
So
I
like
get it.
it'll
You walk into it and you can play on all of the.
yeah, all around.
I
it.
see. That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm working on the next piece, which is going to be like a canal district.
Interesting. Sweet.
I don't know where it's going to go
You can have, like,
in the
docks
lineup.
and shit. Docks
yeah.
with boats and shit.
Well, I got
That's
that one
neat.
boat I printed. I'm going to try and find another one because that one's like, I wanted a big one. I wanted like
Yeah.
a ship you could be on and like go down the levels of the ship.
Neat.
But I don't know if we'll get to that. But it's getting planned out. It shouldn't take too long to build. I do want to pour resin on all my boards
Yeah.
finally to like fill in that waterways and stuff. But
You're
Get
a
that
braver
done.
man than me.
Why, dude? You got it.
we have the
Easy.
resin.
Yeah. The amount of bubbles.
I don't care. It's a
Yeah.
gross, yucky
No,
river. I'm
no,
gonna
I know
mix it up
that.
some brown and greens. It'll look great.
I just wouldn't want it to fucking fry one of those old beautiful boards.
Dude, you're letting fear control your life.
I was ready to throw those boards in the river, so
I know.
don't
I stopped
care.
you. I stopped
I
you
almost took
multiple
$1,000 at Adepticon.
I stopped you.
Actually, I think it was more than that.
It was definitely more than that. Yeah. I mean, we brought them to Adepticon.
We did bring them to Adepticon. I almost left them there, and I wish I did.
We went to Adepticon.
We went to Adepticon.
We went to Adepticon.
Feels like ancient history at this point. Jeez.
And I've been working on the Kickstarter.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Because I guess that's part of the Adepticon, too, though.
That is.
So let's start there, Steven. The Kickstarter.
I'm working on a Kickstarter for Flames of Orion.
Go back it. People.
Well, it's not. It should be available. Like, by the time this comes out, you'll be able to go to the Kickstarter and hit the little button to notify me
on launch.
Yeah, hit the bell to subscribe.
Stop.
I don't want to say I have a date in mind that it's going to actually like be live. I don't want to say it and commit myself to a date though. But by next month, the Kickstarter will be live for you to back the book, because the book sold out the first day that we were at Adepticon.
Yeah. Hot off the presses.
Hot off the presses.
People were coming. There was a fight that broke out. Two people were beating the crap out of each other
Two
for the last
teenagers
copy.
were fighting.
Yeah. And they
it was
said,
Tyler
I
and I.
want that last copy of Flames of Orion.
People want it so bad that someone stole 3 copies of Flames of Orion.
Also
That's true. That's true. Sometimes, you know what? You got to get what you got to get. Liberate.
More power
those.
to them.
Yeah. Yes, totally. But yeah, Adepticon was fun.
All right, episode's over.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
That was the main topic. Thank you.
Check it out.
Me, Gage, and Tyler drove to Adepticon.
Why is that so funny?
Because as I'm saying it, I'm thinking of all the hardships that arose trying to have it happen.
Yeah.
It was like we were so ready to go and so excited and like hyped up, and the day was here. Me and Tyler are all excited about it.
Yep.
And then we go to get the van bright and early, and we get there, and the guy's like, all right, I don't have a van for you because you didn't answer my phone call yesterday at 9 p.m. and I didn't leave a voicemail. And also, you need coverage for commercial grade vehicles on your insurance to transfer over to rent this vehicle.
What'd you guys do?
I said, are you fucking kidding me? And I got so angry, and he would not help at all. He would not help out at all. He was being a jerk, and I lost my mind, and Tyler had to leave the room.
And then Tyler leaves the room and calls me and goes, hey, Gage, just so you know, we don't have a van right now, and Steve's yelling. So if you want to look for a van, go for it. So okay.
So we left there. I immediately called the place that I had gotten a quote from down the street from my work. And we didn't do it through them just because we already used Enterprise and we knew it was easy.
Yeah.
And the price was like kind of the same. Called them. They said, yeah, we got plenty of vans. Yeah, it's roughly this much money. Sure, come get it right now. And we're like, cool, that was easy. And it ended up being cheaper than Enterprise. So just if anyone wants to rent a van from Enterprise, don't. Go literally anywhere else. Don't do it.
Van was brand new.
Brand new.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Seats came out like a fucking dream, dude.
Yep.
We loaded Steve's 2 Mordheim boards, Phil's Lustria board, and Steve's Flames of Orion board.
Is that it?
Plus a billion boxes of t-shirts.
Yeah.
All of our we brought the studio paint. We brought Terry's shit that he couldn't fly with. We brought all of my shit.
My knife collection.
Knife collection.
A gun.
We brought a gun. Yeah, I mean, there was like maybe enough room to put like a 6-pack of sodas in the back.
yeah.
There was no area spared.
It was packed.
And then we drove 15 hours.
We left at like 5:30.
Yeah,
We wanted to leave earlier, but
we were 3 hours later than we wanted to be, but it worked out fine. We
drove through the night.
Straight through the night, 3 shifts, and we were there.
At Adepticon in Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee. Terry, you flew.
Yep. I had a flight.
Cowardly flight. Cowardly flight. That's what I'm doing next year.
Plane, and I watched The Bourne Identity, which is
That's
a
so
great
cool.
movie.
So cool.
Very good movie. If you listeners, if you have not seen The Bourne Identity, I highly recommend it. It is a very good movie.
This episode is sponsored by Jason Bourne.
Yes.
Matt Damon.
So, I mean, listeners, we met a lot of you, but
All of you. We met, in fact, all of you.
we met all
Yeah.
of you. Those that don't know, it was at a new convention center this year, the Baird. how did you guys feel about the Baird compared to Schaumburg's shithole?
Schaumburg was fine. It was Schaumburg is a shithole.
Yes. Yeah.
I like that it was in a city where you could walk to get literally anything, and it was like a nice little walk, which I only did it once, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
There's a Dunkin' Donuts across the street. Also really enjoyed that.
that you hit every single morning.
Every single morning I went and got my Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, the Baird Center was, I think, great because Schaumburg Convention Center, though cool, because we knew it. It was like, I think it was personable. Like, everything was easily accessible. It was too tight for what it was.
Yeah.
Like, that last year, people were
smashed
together in that vendor hall. Every room, like everywhere. It was everywhere was tight. And the Baird Center it was packed. They had 2,000 more people this year than last year, and I never felt crowded.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Except like waiting in line to grab food at one of the carts at lunchtime. Like it felt genuinely
Convention
good.
sushi booth.
Honestly, not bad.
It was really sick, actually.
Hot sushi.
Dude, the food they had, because it was like street carts essentially.
And almost all of them had a vegan option, which was insane to me.
Yeah, it was a smoothie bar.
I did not partake. They were the one that did not have a vegan option.
Oh, what the fuck?
But how did you feel about it?
I liked it. But man, it was so fucking big, dude. It was so big.
You didn't even see
exactly
the hallway I went down where the painting area was with the Lord of the Rings tournament.
That's
area.
what I mean.
I didn't see that at all either.
It
Like,
was sick.
Yeah.
I remember complaining that, oh man, I wish the historicals were part of Schaumburg. It was like in a separate thing. It was, two separate hotels, which was obviously very inconvenient. However, I don't know if I ever would have found the historicals if I hadn't stumbled upon it accidentally.
Yeah.
I
went
never
up
saw
there,
the Lord of the Rings shit.
I went up there, saw it, and I was like, I got to go get someone.
Yeah.
I was like, Terry, grab the camera. We got to go.
I didn't even see the Trench Crusade area, and that was around the corner from us.
Totally.
It was behind the wall from the Grimdark Alley.
There was so many little spaces being used, and I think that comes down to just like signage. There was like no signage.
There was zero.
Well, because a
signage.
lot of that stuff, it's up to the people running the space to have a sign.
Yeah.
Which when there's 5 other events going on in your space, it's like, well,
No,
where
I
the
get
fuck
it.
do I put this?
I am so glad we had our signs
Yes,
down. Like, I mean, granted,
we could have used more signs.
We could have used more. The Grimdark Alley was very secluded, but the signs that we had, I think, were perfect.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. I like that we were kind of down in like a little corner.
Day one, before it really filled out, we were kind of bummed.
Yeah,
We were like, this sucks. This is really far.
because it was far from the booth as
Yeah.
opposed to like
Yes.
last year where it's
No, I feel ya.
it's right next to where
Yeah,
I don't have to walk 10 feet to get and relieve someone.
Right. And like you were saying, it was like someone new comes up. You're like, oh, you like what we're doing? Walk right behind us.
Go
and
into
check it
that
out.
door right there.
Rather than being like, oh, thanks for checking us out. If you like us, go down 2 flights of stairs,
Yeah.
take a left, take another left, go past security.
Long hallway.
Yeah.
You'll see a sign.
But once it started filling out, I think it was definitely for the better.
Oh, because it was just like a hangout area for
Yes.
everybody who was cool.
That, and then I think the Grimdark Alley, first of all, was, I think, a great success. I think it was like no complaints about it at all.
No.
I think the hangout area in front of it is
Yeah.
why it was a great success.
Oh, it was awesome, dude. Everybody was just bashing and painting, dude. It was sick. It was
Because the
everybody from
people that were
Discord.
not playing games would kind of get up and go, okay, well, now I'm going to go out and get out of people's way that are trying to play games. I'm going to go hang out in this area.
sit on a couch, dude.
That was after day one. Because it was definitely a little
Yes.
crammed
Yes.
that first
Yeah.
day of people like just...
I think it was the excitement.
Yeah, like there was a lot of, I don't want to say lingering, but there was like people excited to be in the space, and it was like, oh, we're trying to do shit in here
Yeah,
today,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
we need some room.
Yeah. I just wish I could have seen the Lord of the Rings room.
Dude.
There was a lot of things that I didn't get a chance.
Did I
Like,
show you the photos at least?
no.
Oh, dude.
Like, I would have loved to see what the Gaslands guys were doing.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see, and
I saw Wiggly Fingers.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
you showed
Yeah.
me him, and I was
Yeah.
like, there he is.
There he is.
There he is.
Fucking wiggly fingers.
But
A guy did a diorama of Helm's Deep 3 feet tall by 3 feet
man.
for his Lord of the Rings army for like armies on parade.
So sick.
It was insane.
I don't know. I didn't get, and part of that is like, it's like it's like my fault. I was just hanging out in Grimdark Alley, and then I would walk up to the booth, and then I would walk back down, and I'd like walk back and forth. And it's like I probably should have broken away a few of those days and just gone and done my own thing. But it was very comfortable. Like down near the Grimdark Alley, the Grimdark hallway, it was like, that was like the sickest. You would just sit there and you could just like hang out and have a jillion conversations with all the, the best people.
It was like such a cool first world problem to have where you're like, okay, I got to go back up to the booth, grab something, and then I'm going to go do this thing. You'd get stopped 40 times on the way going up there.
Yo, where are you going? What are you doing?
There was just so many friends, so many chillers out that you're like, okay, well, I'll stop and talk to you. There was one time where I was like, all right, Tyler, I'm going to go pee, drop this bag off, and then I'm going to come back up. And it was like 3 hours later, I came back, and he was just like, that was a long pee, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That was like kind of my, like last year at Adepticon, I strictly was in the hallway or at the booth. I did not go look at the 40K room.
Right.
I didn't look at anything.
That was me this year. I didn't look at the 40K room or the Age of Sigmar shit.
I know. But
I
that's just,
also didn't do that.
that's like kind of my favorite shit though. It's like just seeing the armies on the parade and stuff.
yeah,
and seeing
People
all
go
the stuff.
all out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't look
I
at
missed that.
either sides
Yeah.
of the vendor hall, like where it's like, oh, this is Age of Sigmar and Infinity and all
Yep,
that,
yep.
and this is 40K. I didn't look at either of those areas.
Yeah. Kind of missed it.
I know.
And so that way it's like in that, I hope next year I can kind of take it a little bit more all in. And now I'll be ready, hopefully,
Yes.
for like, okay, I know it's in this bigger space. I know I need to poke my head in each one of these rooms. And furthermore, I should check the schedule because it's not like Schaumburg where everything is in. There's just 3 rooms.
Yes,
and you can
exactly.
just walk
Yeah,
through
yeah,
3
yeah.
rooms and see everything. Like I need to keep my eye on things that I want to see when the games are happening.
Yes, because they're not always happening.
No,
like
totally.
that Lord of the Rings thing was that day.
Yeah.
Did you see Space Hulk guy? He upgraded his board.
He was in the room right next to
he
us,
was right next to us.
Yeah, but he upgraded his Space Hulk board from last year.
Yes.
He added
Yeah,
more
yeah,
lights.
cool.
He painted it up more. Like
Super
so
sick.
cool.
I saw the 2 women GMs that run it. Right when I came in, like something crazy just happened. Everyone was smiling. Everyone was laughing and clapping. I was just like, dude, this is so sick.
Yeah.
I want to play Space Hulk.
Yeah, baby. Play for the campaign.
What was your highlight of the weekend?
Go to Steve first because I think he wrote it down.
I wrote a couple things.
I gotta
Let's
think.
go. I mean, I have like many favorite moments, so I'll just like run through a couple. Literally any downtime I got to hang out with friends. Like, like me and you, Terry, going to get food. Like we grabbed Gage and Tyler vegan options from the Brat House, which I don't know if they were vegan now that how you guys reacted to it.
I can 1000% tell you that those fries were covered in Parmesan cheese, and when I was standing in the cold watching Evan Monsma use his injector, and he was injection molding Trent's minis, I was looking for options to shit behind random street objects because it was the most uncomfortable I've ever felt in years, dude.
Well, I'm really sorry, but you could physically see the Parmesan cheese on them.
Everything out there was like
so
vegan that I was like, oh, okay. It did not taste like Parmesan cheese. It just tasted like a spicy
It did have
fry
like
topping.
a real garlic like taste and smell.
Yeah, I
to
was
it.
like, yeah, whatever, sure. And boy, let me tell you.
But that place rocked. It was cool to hang out with like Maple and Sam. Like it was nice to meet some people from the Discord that you're like, I don't even know you.
Yeah.
Like I check this minimally.
That was honestly like the best. That little walk where we got to know them and we got to take like just a second to step outside where you're not
that was
just
my
in the
only
convention.
journey.
Yeah. And then go to another place and there was other cool people who play in another Mordheim scene and get to just talk to them even just for a little bit while we like waited for our food was super neat.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Every night bedtime, I really enjoyed that.
Just giggle
Just
hour.
giggle fest watching 24-hour SpongeBob with Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah.
BDCF loved SpongeBob. He's like on his 1500 hour watching 24/7 SpongeBob.
Dude, it's the best.
almost going swimming with Eric's Hobby Workshop when he. That was okay. So that was like really funny. We were talking to Eric about like yeah, our hotel has a pool. He goes, we do. We gotta go swimming. And so he sends me. I can't remember if he sent me the photo of one of us was like, oh yeah, tomorrow we'll go. He goes, I get a picture back from Eric being like, I'll see you there tomorrow for round 2. And it's a picture of him at the pool, like a selfie. But sure enough, next morning, 8 a.m., we're all like instantly awake. It's Eric at the door, like, all right, we're going swimming.
Yeah.
Pool's not open, right?
Pool was not open. So we just had breakfast in our swim trunks.
Yeah, baby.
That was cool.
That was cool.
Free breakfast might have been the highlight for me,
breakfast.
dude. I love free breakfast.
Did anyone take up the free drinks at night?
Never.
Or free
and I would
dinner?
have loved to have done that. I would have loved that.
Our hotel offered free dinner and 3 free drinks per guest.
Yeah.
Yep.
But none of us took advantage of that. I think Eric did. I think Eric
did. I kept saying, I was like, I'll go down there with someone, get the meal and get the free drinks and just slide them down to you and leave.
Yeah,
But
I would have
no
loved
one
that.
did.
But we were never at the hotel during that. It was like between 5:30 and 7.
Yeah.
What else? Playing Sunrot.
Sunrot Rock.
That was fun. I went and got food with Robin, Austin, and Adam. We went and got Taco John's. That was a really good trip. That was the night that. Oh, what the fuck happened that night? I can't even remember. 90% of the stuff. I remember like bits and pieces. Playing fucking Bloodwork in the back hallway. Like we were trying. Me, Steven, Bigatoni, Paige, and man, I feel like such a bad
Patrick.
friend. Patrick?
Yep.
Patrick. We were trying to find a place to go play Vampire, and I was like, oh, I know the perfect spot. And we went into the back alley where we recorded the podcast last
the
time.
service area.
The service hallway. We played back there. That was really fun.
Bloodwork rocks, dude.
Bloodworks rocks. The drive. The drive was awesome. Well, the drive there was awesome.
We were losing our voice before we even got to Adepticon.
Yeah, that'll happen on a long drive.
Yeah.
Where you're just giggling.
We're just giggling the whole time. Tyler and I are screaming like, what's his name from The Punisher? Just being like, no.
John Barnettson or whatever.
Bernthal.
Bernthal. Yeah, that was funny. And then vendoring.
Vendoring rocked. I think, I honestly want to say one of the biggest highlights to me was just like really seeing the spread of like art. I don't mean it in the way the word is nowadays. The spread of the influence of the pod.
Wow.
Not
embarrassing.
Not in like an influencer way, but like in a way where people are coming up to the pod and being like, "Hey, thanks for actually playing games and talking about it and not selling me some garbage."
No one said that to me.
Well, listen, I had really nice conversations with people, and I took a page out of Terry's book where he'll just harass a stranger for the shirt they're wearing or whatever and just become best friends with them by the end of the conversation.
You gotta harass people.
Dude, I had the best conversation with a guy who was just wearing a Mothership shirt, and I was just like, cool shirt, man. You play recently? You're talking about it? Dude, we talked for like an hour just talking about RPGs and shit, and I was like, this rocks.
Did you say how he doesn't really like Mothership?
We shared so many similar opinions on so many things, and it was just like, and he walked away, and then I think he came back and was just like, oh, I should probably buy something. I'm like, no.
Did you give him the sticker?
I literally was like, grab stickers and fuck off, dude. It was like, have a good day.
No, it's so funny to like come back from Adepticon and then watch Adepticon like footage, people like making these like Adepticon videos, and it's like, obviously you have like ones that you always watch. Like Uncle Adam's like, his Adepticon booty video is always just like funny to watch, and it's like that's always cool because he buys cool shit
because he's stoked on things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's gonna like come to the booth and he's gonna be like, "What are you guys up to?" Because he's into cool weird shit,
right?
But like seeing other people's videos where it's just like, "Oh, this is a 20-minute video of you walking around the vendor hall, being like." And we have this game here, a relic something, and oh, this one is based on that, and you're just like, what is this? Are you just trying to? Are you going to
Here's
each
this
booth and
next
then
booth. They're
selling their
paint.
product? Oh, they're selling paint here. They've got the new paints from
made that
blah blah
video?
blah.
That video sounds
Yeah,
like
you know, I'm
sucks.
sure that you could find. I'm sure there's a few of these different videos, but it's just like,
Do they come to our booth?
well, I don't know. I didn't see him come to our booth.
Oh,
so.
wow.
Anyways, though, yeah, it's like, I don't know. Adepticon is so cool because there's a bunch of freaks there who like playing games and they like freak shit. And it's like, that's really, I feel like the best people who go to Adepticon, they lean into that side of it.
Dude, you know what? Remember, because before we were like, oh, maybe it's too corporate this time, and like the indies are not going to be around.
Yeah, true.
Not the problem whatsoever.
And you were right too, where you were like, the indies are going to be there selling shit out of their backpack.
Dude, I bought more shit out of backpacks than I did from booths.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of cool shit.
Spark Trooper's zine was sick.
Yes.
I was just like, I gotta buy a zine because it's cool, it's support the friend. And then I was like flipping through it. I'm like,
Insane.
this is actually fucking awesome.
And like
Yeah.
dense
Yeah,
pages.
yeah,
I was like, holy
yeah.
shit, man! This makes mine look like a joke. Dude.
I don't know if it's out there publicly. Spark Trooper should be, but grab it if you can.
Yeah.
One of my highlights was, dude, I got called out pretty hard for talking shit about Trench Crusade 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, by multiple people.
By multiple people, all respectfully, and they all said, if you want to come check it out, whenever you can.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I did not get to because it was way too fucking busy.
That was like Adam, Zach, and Maple running that, right?
Yes. And
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I pinky promised that I would play the game.
Wow, you
before.
broke a pinky promise?
No,
broke it.
I'm saying I pinky promise that I will play the game before I talk any more shit. Is I said I will gladly
Talk some shit right now.
I will gladly put my foot in my mouth if it's fun, and I'm sure it will be.
I mean, those three, even just those three, how hyped they are on it, it makes me go like, maybe I'm missing something.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm looking too critically at this. The first year, all I saw was people being like, "Oh, Artillery Witch, it has to have this pose of like putting a bomb on your finger, and like this is the model that you have to use." And it's like, it's just now, I think, really the community, I should say, is really embracing the like mini agnostic, do it yourself type shit, and
Which is
that's
cool.
where I'm interested.
Do you think
That
it's
is cool.
having like the turnip effect where everyone's
I
like,
for sure think it's having the turnip effect. And
like it
it's taking,
started with that weird,
Yes, yeah.
just the helmet,
you have to use this helmet or else you're not playing turnip.
which
It's like
that helmet is perfect.
it's cool, yeah, but I mean, maybe I want to do something different, or it's like a real. I don't need permission to do something different, but when all I see is this, it's like I'm turned off. I don't care. So, like I said, I will not talk shit until I play it.
Yeah. And I'll play it with you too. I'll make a warband or whatever.
Yeah.
And we can mess around. I mean,
yeah.
if I have to make up the rules, I don't know where to get the rules from, but like if I have to
Do
make
they
them
have?
up,
I think they have
will.
free rules.
They're free.
Oh, cool. Well, then I'm in.
Yeah. Maple sent all of the quick start stuff for us.
Oh,
so.
cool.
Great, even better.
Even
dude. I
better,
don't even
dude.
have to go find
We're
it.
ready to go.
Oh,
Ready to
my
go.
God.
That was also a highlight for me. It was meeting Tomas.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure, like, meeting him. I thought he was going to be, like, really hard-lined, like, rigid and maybe not cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I
then
could see that for sure.
And then I met him, and he was the nicest dude ever.
Yeah.
Like,
It's also one of those things. It's like, yeah, you recorded a video for us, and like about Nemo, but like, do you really?
well, that was it. And then
Yeah.
I said something. I was like, "Oh, I'm Steve. Like, I do Nemo." And he goes, "Oh," like, he had a genuine reaction. He goes, "And Paul, and up in New England, like, oh, you guys have like." It's crazy to see what you guys are doing, and he was very excited. And he was
He's like,
very.
you guys are so much cooler and bigger than Italy.
correct. He did.
Wow.
He did say that.
I can't believe he said that.
Yeah, dude, he dapped Steve up hard as hell. I heard it like echo across the car.
Yeah, straight dapped up. And then I was gifted that copy of the Broheim Mordheim book, and I had it in my hand, and I was going to ask him to sign it, like as like a funny thing for like to show Paul, like when I got back, like, oh, look what I fucking got. And he goes, "That's the Broheim edition," and he like grabs it and he's flipping it. He's like, "I hope this is the one with the intercepting charge before the because they didn't include that in the original printing of the book."
Oh, hell yeah.
And it was in there. He goes, "Yes, this is the one. Yes,
cool.
this is the perfect edition." And I was like, "Oh, would you sign it?" And he goes, "Absolutely."
That's amazing.
That rocks.
That does rock. Yeah, and I saw him. He was just constantly having conversations, and it looked like he was just full into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just hyped on games.
Yeah.
It's very cool. He rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I did not have a single negative reaction or negative experience this con at all.
Yeah.
Other than, being poisoned by dairy. But yeah, it was like it was a real surreal feeling like when we were getting ready to leave. And it was kind of like one of those things where you're like, okay, am I forgetting something? But it's almost because it's like, wait, did this weekend really go that good? Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
and it was like, oh, yeah, it did. Like, there was like, what, a hang up with people.
Top hat guy.
Oh, yeah, I mean, leather hat guy can definitely take a chill pill. But the Baird Center security came by and yelled at people about
Oh,
beer.
yeah. Because people had people had beverages in there that they weren't supposed to have in there.
Yeah, which
I mean, like, probably just a mistake or something.
People were like, they were like, oh, so yeah, we'll throw them out. And I said something. I was like, yeah, you're gonna get rid of it. Like, you're not gonna fuck this up just because you want to drink. Like,
it was definitely
Yeah.
like one of those things where it's like, okay, let's not really push it this first year, but it's like, how much can we get away with? And then like, did anyone yell at us? It's like seeing Adepticon staff that Sunday afternoon, and we're like, oh, so how was it? Did you guys hear anything about the Grimdark Alley? No? Okay, cool.
Cool.
maybe next year, bring your red Solo cup and
Yeah.
hide what you're gonna be drinking.
Yeah.
Put it in a water bottle.
I almost guarantee security will probably be moved down to where that door was, where people were sneaking in.
Oh, there'll be someone there.
Were there people sneaking in, dude?
Well,
I
it's
didn't
not even
see
sneak.
that
It's not
or
even
anything.
sneaking.
Yeah,
in 'cause it's
no.
fucking
Yeah,
free access.
No, I don't think I saw that at all.
I think it was
actually.
like an accident that people were coming in that side door like constantly all the time.
Yeah.
And like
That was people leaving. They were using it as an exit.
Yeah.
I think that was mostly how it was being used.
Yeah, if I remember.
and I don't
yeah.
know where the beer was coming from either. That must have been. I think it was a mistake too.
Yeah, I think that was root
It was
beer.
all a mistake.
Root beer in the city of drunken drivers. I think it was all a mistake.
Is Milwaukee a city known for drunken
It
drivers?
has more DUIs than like their entire state combined,
Damn, that's cool.
plus
Yeah.
like other states. I think.
They're doing their own damn thing. One of my favorite things was the historical section when we found it.
Yeah.
There's definitely another thing where I cannot remember, but I was like, I had just thought of it, but I'll start with historicals. The historical like section when you found it on
Yes.
like the fourth freaking floor in like the kind of most beautiful part. I honestly think that the historical guys wanted to be up there.
They were stoked.
No, for sure.
They wanted to be. It was like the Grimdark hallway where they were far enough away where you needed to go and find them.
Yes.
But if you were part of their scene, then you were there.
Yeah.
And they get to experience the vendor hall without going to a different building.
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so, people, like, we went up there and, you see all of the freaks doing the Pirates games, the Port Royal, funneling that into the Blood and Plunder,
yeah.
and then funneling that into the Oak and Iron or whatever. You mean, like the 3 steps, and the guys are dressed like pirates,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're there to fucking play.
They're
and
doing
you're-
their own zoom out thing.
I think it's awesome.
and they're so stoked, and that's where they're going to spend the entire weekend. And it felt very much like they didn't lose that much moving from Schaumburg to this.
no, they gained, if anything.
Totally. They gained the accessibility. Like, it was easy for them to now go down to the vendor hall and buy like paints or whatever the hell they wanted to buy. But it also felt like the energy was there. It was all in one room, and it didn't feel like it was in a basement like it was at Schaumburg. Because remember, it was in that
Yeah.
other hotel, but also in the basement. And there were dudes up there who were playing games that like we had never heard of.
Yep.
We mentioned that guy who was doing the Stargate kind of multiple scenario
yeah.
game where like in the game he's telling a story where you're having to solve puzzles in all these different worlds and using like Pulp Alley card game as his game mechanics. And you had all of the bolt action guys were there in like full force. And it was just so much fun to like walk around and see the people who are like really passionate. The 2mm
Yeah.
games where it's just like pinheads.
Yeah.
The guys playing the giant like 16-foot board by 4-foot board where it's just like they're moving the tiny little troops across the
And
thing.
there's a lot of them.
And they've been just playing for probably 3 days, this freaking game that they came this whole way to play.
Which is very cool.
Very cool.
I did get very excited about bolt action.
Yes, we both did.
Yeah.
And you too?
I'm interested.
Tyler and Paul are ready.
Tyler and Paul are, I think, already in it. I was trying to lean into Conflict 47 a little bit more, but I'll play games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conflict 47. Some of the armies just don't have cool stuff though.
A lot of the sculpts suck bad.
Yeah, you almost which kit bashing is cool.
Yes.
Just buy
Yeah,
all
yeah.
bolt action, then make your own stuff.
Yes. Also, I was looking at the prices the other day at one of our local stores. The Conflict 47 starter box
It's expensive.
is way expensive for like the same exact bolt action sculpts that are included in that box, plus a mech guy.
Yeah, well, it's in like an all metal, like probably way less print run than like the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, it was.
I
The
don't
prices
know.
were all over the place. So bolt action, I think, is.
I'll play Conflict with you if you want to like fucking make custom guys and shit. I'm just not gonna buy those models.
Yeah. No, I think bolt action will be probably next up. It'll be our summer game.
Well, that's the thing is we'll see because I feel like things move around so much, and part of me is like, ooh, dude, do I return to Middle Earth?
Dude, I've been thinking about it. I bought those Mordor orcs.
Yeah, it's like,
saying
I
it.
would love to kind of mess around, even if like some people are making armies like full on, and some people are playing battle companies, and like you're doing a campaign where it's like you can play either. You just have to play with the people that are doing. I think that would be super cool. But we'll see. We'll see what happens because things might change.
Yeah.
Might do Gaslands. Who knows?
It sucks because like I almost feel like we have to do seasons. Like maybe that's something we should start looking at the studio is like seasons of war. Like we're for
That's
the end-
trademarked by Games Workshop.
Oh well, at the end of spring into summer is the OPR campaign for Terry. Well, when that's over, we have Lord of the Rings scheduled or this, and then you can still do other stuff. But it's like, all right, this is the thing that like you want to play this game. We're gonna paint armies and we're gonna play this game.
Yeah.
I think that there needs to be like with all those campaign things. It's like the passion needs to be behind it.
Yeah.
I had a ton of fun making all this bullshit that's over on Patreon. Like, ton of fun making all that stuff. And it literally started with me being like, oh, that would be a cool idea. And then I sent out that initial thing, which is also on the Patreon, that thing that was like, if you're interested, I'm thinking of this as an idea.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah.
like a little flyer, essentially. And then everybody else was stoked on it, so I kept making stuff, and then I kept stoking myself up. But, like, it could be hard for somebody to get stoked enough to run a campaign. So if nobody's stoked on playing Middle Earth when it comes time that we could play Middle Earth, and everybody's stoked on playing, Dead
Action.
by Lead, we might just go, all right, fuck it. Like, Paul wants to run Dead by Lead. Let's play that instead. So, I don't know. I think that, like, you got to ride the wave. You can't pick something too far in advance and be like, that's the next thing.
Yeah.
Because if the stoke's not there, it's going to be like, well, I don't know.
Also, just like looking at how us documenting it through Hivescum, the amount of times it's like Last War was a perfect example. We did Last War Day. We were so hyped on it.
Yeah.
And it was fulfilled.
By the time the episode came out and people were asking us Last War questions, we were like, I don't know, dude. We're over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because
We'll
we
probably come
fulfilled
back
it.
to it.
We
Yeah,
did a
yeah.
full, because not many games do we sit down and are like, oh, we're going to do a full day
Right.
campaign and like resolve whatever it is we're doing.
yeah.
Like,
That was sick.
it was sick.
Last War Day was cool.
I got ideas for two, but
Yeah. And
We'll
like,
get there.
eventually we'll go back there. But the historical guys were great. To go back to what I was saying, the historical section was fantastic. It got me really hyped on just like alternative ways of playing games in general and just like thinking about different games.
I think we have the same segue here, maybe, and if not, I'm gonna make you go there. I think the Portal Stargate guy conversation was so cool because he had like a chessboard in the middle.
Yeah.
It's no secret. I think chess is so boring.
Oh, you've said it.
I've said it. The puzzle he had, he was explaining it to us, and he was like, "Yeah, and you're gonna use cards, and you're gonna use like I've got a laser pointer, and you got to line the lights up." And it's like totally out of the game mechanics for it.
Yep.
And then, 24 hours later, you got to play Space Kids.
I'm playing Space Kids, dude. And Space Kids blew my fucking mind. As like a silly motherfucker myself, sometimes I get a little bit like snory about games where I'm just like, this isn't like cool enough. Not enough's like happening. Okay, roll the wound, roll the hit, whatever. Whatever it is. And I've always been attracted to video games that are like goofy, and I've always been attracted to like other things that are like a little bit goofier and they have like kind of a silly side. So BDCF was trying to get me to sit down forever and play Space Kids. He's like, we have to play it at some point. I was like, cool.
I
really
pawned
want
you
play
off on him. I was like, Tyler, I'm way too busy right now. I'm so sorry. I was like, I think Terry wants to play.
And I did want to play. I mean, it's a game about orcs. Like, how could I freaking not?
Yeah.
So we sit down, on that Saturday or whatever, and he's setting it up. And immediately upon him taking out the bottle caps, I go like, okay. And then he's like, you got to drop them from a height, but you determine the height, but you just got to drop them, and that's where they stay. And I was like, okay. And then he's explaining all of these different mechanics, and it got to the point where I knew a mechanic had to be fucked up. Like, I was like, oh, okay, like, now I want to fight this person. And I was like, so what are we supposed to do? Like, I knew it wasn't going to be a dice roll mechanic to fight somebody. And then it's like, oh, it's rock, paper, scissors. But instead it's like, thump, push, and pinch. And the pinch is you steal a bottle cap from the person. The thump is like you fight them. And the push is like when you had enough, you push them back. But if you push while somebody's trying to pinch, they can take your thing. If you both thump, then you just keep fighting and you keep taking damage. The damage is like a stacked dice tower that's next to your mini that you need to move the mini and the dice tower at the same time. And if the dice tower falls, your orc it passes out from being too drunk.
That's so cool.
And then another orc has to come over and give it da boot and kick it and wake it up.
Yeah.
And then it wakes up again. And so you have all of these just like very precarious, like mousetrap, don't wake daddy kind of situations.
What if you bump
and it was
the
so
tower?
cool. If you bump the tower, if I bump the tower, then the orc passes out. If it's my orc. If the other player bumps the tower, then it goes back to 0 and they start fresh.
Even if it's like a dice roll, like hitting it.
Yes, if it's a dice,
wow.
if Tyler,
Because I know dice
hit
roll
my
is a thing in that game,
Totally.
where you throw the dice.
And like that's dude, every mechanic of the game is interesting.
Oh, you want to fight? You have to actually arm wrestle each other.
When you roll, when you move, you roll 3 dice, and you move in the direction
Where
of
the
the
dice
dice,
land, yeah.
the inches that the dice is. So you have to think like, okay, if I want to make it over there, but like I have to move around something. If this is a 2 to the right, then I'll move that 2, and then I'll move 5 in this direction and start working towards this bottle cap or whatever 6 inches
That
this
seems
way.
insane.
It's insane. I mean, I was trying.
It's a board game on steroids.
It's amazing, dude. It's the
sounds awesome.
coolest shit. It's like I could never shoot anything, and all your orcs are drunk, so it makes sense. Like you take whatever the D, like maybe it's D8 if it's like a I don't know. There's different guns. So if it's a slugga, maybe it's a D6 or whatever, and you roll a dice, and you have to get it in line with the other mini that you're shooting. And if it rolls out, then you just miss.
I remember that you rolled a perfectly straight line behind you.
Yeah, so my guy shoots behind me.
Can you
It's
shoot
just
your own
amazing.
guys?
Totally.
Oh, that's odd. Like
Dude, it's just
accidentally.
like,
That's so
it's
funny.
Chaos, and it's in the coolest way, dude. And visually, it feels like SpongeBob. You know what I mean, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it feels very fun. It feels super light. It's super colorful, and the mechanics reflect that kind of colorfulness. I'm probably doing a bad job explaining all the different rules, but I only played it one time. But I left there immediately. Like just being so inspired. I like it made me. It just blew my mind. Like I've been like thinking about like how far now I can push game mechanics based on just how far that game pushed game mechanics.
Right.
And now I'm like looking into like, these like Fluxus artists who like created their own games and like what kind of games they were making, like using nonsense dice and things like that. And I'm like, fuck, man, maybe I start making like nonsense dice to like play games that don't, just like making games now that are so abstract.
Head wall.
Exactly, like shit like that, because I didn't realize that you could make a game like Space Kids.
Yeah.
Well, Space Kids sounds like 2 guys got in a room and were like, all right, how do we do this without making it traditional?
But it's so smart. Like everything about it is so smart. The rock, paper, scissors shit where it's like yeah, rock, paper, scissors is rock, paper, scissors. And you could have just left it as like, we play rock, paper, scissors, but we call it something different.
Yeah.
But there's like a mechanic in there that you, like I said, steal
Yeah.
it. The fight mechanic is part of it. And then it's like the pushback. If like I fight you, but you push me back or whatever, that's when it splits. And then I have to move my mini. But if my mini has a huge dice tower because we've been thumping over here, then I have to move this. So there's all these like weird little interactions with rules that are brilliant. And I'm like, how the hell did like Mike Hutchinson think of all this shit? And then like you have BDCF's layout, which is just like beautiful.
Right. His art.
The org pictures are amazing, and the artwork is amazing, and the colors are awesome. I don't know, it's really cool. Not to like, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but like this is just, it really opened my eyes to like what gaming can be.
There was a lot of, I mean, the hallway had like a lot of demo games that weekend.
Yeah,
Robin's game.
Sunrot.
No.
Well, I mean, no. I'm saying Sunrot was there. Robin's
Yeah.
game, Rat King was there. What was the Ex Obscurus game called? Blood Red Bleeds?
Yes. Which is cool.
Yeah.
I read through the rules and it's actually very
I mean,
cool.
that to me, that's the most important part of the weekend.
yeah,
Just being like, oh, cool. What are people tapped into right now?
yeah.
Oh, the people are throwing fucking bottle caps over here. Okay.
Yeah.
People are playing combat with a deck of cards over here.
yeah. There's circle boards over here.
There's circle boards over here. 1490 Doom over there. Like,
Yeah.
it was
sick.
It was very sick. It was very cool to see it all kind of in one area. And I think I was talking to Trent about this, but it was like, Adepticon is so special because it doesn't really matter your entry point to the freak side. But it was like the Black Shirt Collective to be like, okay, yeah, you're probably in the right area if like you can come in here and see someone throwing bottle caps and go, oh, what's going on with that?
Yeah,
And then there were people coming in. They were just trying to check out the games. The second Steve texted me the code for the lights, and I turned the lights down as the noise show starts playing.
yeah.
And these people were like, "Oh, we were just trying to see this weird ass game, but I guess I'm gonna watch this now."
Yeah, now there's a noise show with a guy with a mask.
the dude was wearing a Mizmor shirt. I'm like, "Yeah, welcome, dude. Come on
Yeah,
in." Like,
you're in the right spot.
yeah, just like it's truly finding your culture, like
Yeah.
in that moment in that hall.
Another thing that stuck out to me, I remembered the other thing. I liked our swap night a lot.
Dude, congrats.
It was cool. I mean, we came back, or I don't know.
We came back from the poutine place.
Oh, was that
Where
it?
was
Yeah,
I?
the hot dog place.
You were there breaking Matt's models.
No, but I showed up. Oh, I was playing Bloodwork.
Yes, yeah. No, so the Dynamite swap night, Terry drew the flyer
Dynamite swap night.
for. Yeah, and we're like, fuck, we're going to be late for our own thing. And I'm like, no, people can figure it the fuck out. We posted the flyer, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you were saying, just
Yeah.
a fucking million people there.
Yeah, bits all over the ground. Because I was like, we were in the van, and I was like, I think they'll understand that they could just set up on any table. Like,
Yeah,
they could just
yeah.
set up their shit. And then we show up, and there's just sprues spread out on the ground that's like multicolored, and you can't tell anything. So people are just stepping on other people's minis, and it's just like, it's pure chaos.
The carpet could not have been worse.
Oh,
Literally
totally.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I left all my zines out, and then just like somebody put a $10 bill under a can of spray primer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I guess this is for
This
me.
is for me. Yeah, that was cool. Shout out Will, and I forgot your buddy's name with all the metal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a Zinch model that I've been looking for forever.
It was
some cool
great.
stuff out of
People spread out real
I
far.
wanted to take those Juan Diaz demonettes so bad.
Yeah.
But I like couldn't bring myself to take $400
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Juan Diaz demonettes.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's also the thing too. It's like there are people there just being like, I've had this for years. Just fucking just take it. I don't care. I don't care about
Yeah.
any of this shit. And you're looking at it, and you're like, dude, this is $100 model still. Like,
Like, please sell this.
yeah, I'll give you $20 or like,
And people are just leaving their stuff behind, being complete, like, you know,
yeah.
like, if this doesn't get taken, I'm just going to walk away from it.
Yep. Yeah, I think that was a huge highlight for me because it also, once again, really put everyone in the same spot where it was like, okay, I've seen most of these people come by the booth at certain points. Like we had just talked to Tinker Terrain a couple hours before that, who showed us the little bridge thing he was working on that fucking blew my mind. He's gonna be an emo, right? I hope so. I think so, because I told him, I said, I'm going to put
that's
you
also
and Blurs into a conversation.
He's the one who gave me the Mordheim.
He gave you the
books.
Mordheim
He
book?
gave us a
Okay.
bunch.
Hell
We have
yeah.
like 3 or 4 of them now.
Okay, sick. But yeah, I told him, and I said, I'm going to get you into a conversation with Blurs, and I'll check in on you 2 hours later, because I know that's how long it's going to go. But
Insane
yeah,
terrain maker.
Insane terrain maker, and people like that coming to the booth and just being like, hey, I want to show you this thing that you inspired me to do, or it led me
Love
down
what
this
you
path,
did.
or-
Love what you're doing with Nemo. Like, I wish
Yes.
I could be there. Like,
right.
He's the guy who had all the plaster casting that he just
Yes.
left there.
Yep.
He just
For people
left.
to use.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was the one who left it there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like
I'm-
abandoned it. Like,
Yeah.
It's
No,
supplying
full on.
probably a half a Nemo with the amount of people that took stuff.
Yeah.
And then, but also then the Bits Bazaar, Adepticon's proper Bits Bazaar.
Yes.
Which was like a chaotic mess of, I'm sure they'll do it differently next year because it was full on just,
That was uncomfortable.
it was.
Someone stole a
packed.
Titan.
No, that's the
Whoa.
Bits booth.
Oh, no. I think, aren't you talking about the
Oh,
Bits
no.
booth? Or are you talking about the
I
thing
was talking
sold
about the
at?
Bits like
The Bazaar
selling
that
thing
you
or
sold
whatever.
at.
The thing I sold at.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was-
There is the Bits
I'm-
booth.
That
which
was
is probably
against
called-
fire code.
I didn't
that
even get to look in the room.
Yeah, that was a fucked up amount of people in that small area.
Well, they didn't realize. Like, I was talking to his name might be Will, the
Will.
guy with the glasses. Nice dude. He's there every year.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, we didn't expect people to like even really be here,
Yeah,
like,
no, that
which is insane. But
I
they had so much room out there that they just could have set up in.
Sean and I made a joke where, I bought a frozen lemonade, and I think he gave me a hex base so I could use it as a spoon. So I'm eating this frozen lemonade with a hex base. I'm like, all right, dude, we're gonna do a trade up challenge, dude. I'm gonna walk out of this room
my God.
with a Titan. Okay, so I go up to like 2 booths as a joke, and I'm just like, hey, you got anything to trade for this hex base? And they're like, no. And I'm like, all right, and that concludes our challenge.
Should have came to me. I would have traded you my Titan.
You did trade me a different base to use for a spoon.
Yeah, but it was cool. I bought like a couple of weird Blood Bowl minis.
Cool.
Like a guy on a goblin on a pogo stick.
What?
You dragged me over to the same guy, I think. And
Yeah.
I was eating my lemonade, and you're like, Gage, you want these flamers, right? You want these flamers?
Oh, that
I'm
was the
like,
guy standing next
Yeah,
to me.
that guy.
I was like, yeah, I do. He's like, cool. Gage, what do you 10 for those, Gage? Yeah, 10. I'm like, yeah, thank you, Terry. Yeah, okay.
The guy was like, I mean, the same story was everybody there was just, my wife won't let me come home. There's too many bottles in the bed with us, and my wife wants me to get rid of all the bottles
I
from
have
the bed.
flamers as insulation in my house.
That dude had good stuff.
Yeah, it's so much
He didn't
old
even-
shit.
He didn't finish emptying his box, and I'm sitting next to him because I'm selling right next to him. I'm like, yo, what's up with this? And I'm just like picking stuff out of his box before he can put it out. He goes, hold on, let me, maybe, I don't know, $10. I'm like, yep, not even going out. Yep, I'll take that.
Dude, $10 for a blister was his going rate, and it was sick.
Dude, I got all those OG Chaos Champions, and like, I couldn't believe it. The Ral Partha Dragons, like, I gave that guy maybe $50, and I bought so much good shit from him.
Yeah, no, and there was so many. I mean, there was a lot of people that you could tell. It was almost like they were like an LGS. It's like, why do you have like 40 copies of like this starter set of,
Right.
from Games Workshop just sealed? Like, what are you doing?
And you're trying to get like
yeah,
actual market price for it.
yeah, and then they'll be like, name a price. And it's like, well, you're not taking anything other than $80 for this.
MSRP.
I'll give you $30 for
Yeah.
this, but you're not going to take that.
Yeah, so it was like funny. There was like a good mix of like freaks just trying to get rid of stuff, which is
Yeah.
what it was for, and then people just being like, I don't want to pay the $2,000 booth price or whatever it was.
Not that you'd even sell your stuff at a booth for that.
Dude, but like, I mean, that was like my favorite part about Schaumburg was people just taking over random tables that they would find and selling like whatever. Like,
I don't think people did that. I think only we did that.
remember when Phil bought all those freaking what were the The square base, you know what I'm talking about.
The Song of Fire and Ice.
Yeah, yeah.
That was from like a guy who bought a vendor table, though.
No, he was just there for like literally an hour.
He
it was
there
so quick.
for like
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah. And he was like, "Come
same
on."
story.
Yeah.
My wife literally.
My wife won't let me come home with it, so
Yeah.
just give me whatever money you have, and you can take it away.
He was a Chicago local. That was just
What?
like, all this is my garage. He's the guy. He was in that band.
Because I bought knobs from him.
the
Goth Rockers.
Yeah,
Goth
he
Rockers,
was
yeah.
someone in that band.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so like people are just like taking over
Yeah,
tables
yeah.
like us that first year or whatever. Yeah, it was a wild ride. I don't know. But I think that like things grew this year.
Things grew for sure.
The cult, like the community kind of grew.
Yep.
The friendship grew.
Yep.
Like everything just kind of like blossomed. It was really cool to see it all happen.
I didn't even meet half the people that were down there.
No. I mean, like there wasn't enough time to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
It was really cool, and it's nice to know that. Well, hopefully next year that will be the space again, and
I'm
like,
sure
people will be able to post up.
I'm saying for sure we push for all 3 of those rooms.
There were like perfect couches everywhere.
Yes.
People were just posted up, like eating food, like whatever. It was awesome, dude.
I don't think we need 3 rooms.
I think we have one for the RPG stuff. We have one for what we were kind of doing with, and then we have one that's locked that's like the
Storage
the
room?
decompression storage area.
I would love that.
Where it's like, okay, yeah, I don't need to see 500 people right
I'm
this
gonna put
second.
my head
Yeah.
down for a second.
Just a second, yeah. Like a homies only.
I don't know if they'll give us that. I'll ask.
Listen, money talks.
yeah, we'll give
Yeah.
them $3 trillion.
Yeah.
$300 billion.
Yeah.
Please, Mr. Adepticon.
Mr. Khan.
Please,
Anyways,
Mr. Khan.
if you didn't go this year, I hope you go next year because it'd be great to see you there. Thanks for checking out this episode of Hive Scum. If you aren't already part of the community, check us out at the In Rust We Trust Discord, which you can find down in the description below. If you have questions you'd like to ask us, you can find our Instagrams down below as well. Or feel free to ask away on the Discord. We also have plenty of extra content and other perks available to our patrons on Patreon. So if you're interested in helping us keep doing what we're doing, then you can find that description below as well. Until next time, folks, keep it grimdark and keep it grimy. Peace.